Nassau County Executive Bruce Blakeman invites you to mark 1 year since Hamas attacked Israel on October 7th. Join us as we come together this Monday, October 7th at 6 p.m. at the Harry Chapin Lakeside Theater in Eisenhower Park. Let's stand together in solidarity with Israel and those held hostage Monday, October 7th, 6 p.m. at Eisenhower Park. For more information, visit nassaucountyny.gov.
The Auschwitz Jewish Center Foundation is a not-for-profit organization whose mission is to utilize lessons from the Holocaust to fight hatred and bigotry in all forms through educational programs and provide direct humanitarian assistance to victims of mass atrocities and genocide. Your support helps ensure AJCF's vital work to fight anti-Semitism and all forms of hatred through education. They use the lessons of the Holocaust to honor the past and transform the future for generations to come. For all the details and to support the Auschwitz Jewish Center Foundation, visit ajcfus.org. That's ajcfus.org.
My next guest in studio is a good friend who was here a couple of days ago. His name is Michael Gerbitz, and you remember the column, the article that Linda Sadako wrote about my daughter Ava. Ava called in live yesterday. She was great. And it was in World Israel News, and that is Michael Gerbitz's newspaper. And he's here today, and they've done about 3 stories on my trip already, or they're taking stories from JNS and other places before Linda does her own story. Judah did a story yesterday. But Michael tells me off the air that, shocker, that the search engines and other folks in the media are not playing nicely with World Israel News. I could have predicted that, but Michael, give me the specifics on how they're actually screwing you out there in the media world.
Yes, well, it's not surprising at all, but a few months ago, Google decided that they wanted to disable our AdSense account because they didn't like our content. They said it was dangerous and derogatory. Now, when you're in a war, you're obviously reporting on things that are dangerous, and when you're talking about terrorists that murder babies, burn babies alive, and rape women and kill them, okay, that's derogatory, because what they're doing is derogatory. There's nothing that we report, that could be considered that we're obviously not promoting that. We're just teaching the world what's happening to the Jewish people. But Google, either they're not sensitive to that, or more than likely they know exactly what we're doing, and that's exactly why they blocked our a major source of ad revenue, which are Google ads. We're fighting to get it back, but as of now, we still don't have Google AdSense. But that's not the only thing. Also, Gmail, which is also run by Google. So they started sending a lot of our content from our domain into the spam box, we noticed. That we started getting lower open rates. So we started actually using a different domain to send out our emails. There's workarounds. But, and finally, when you search for a story that we did on Google, you probably won't find it because they don't like us very much. But that's all. We're used to that already. But yesterday, as I just told Sid, Facebook now is joining the club because we got a message yesterday that they have disabled our Facebook account on Win. And why is that? Because we did a story, which happens to be a JNS story. We worked with JNS, story by Jonathan Tobin, called Why Hamas Thinks It Won the War. So, okay, we're just, it was a great article, explaining what they're proud of and what they think they've accomplished. And we're just, reporting that. JNS is reporting it, but Facebook didn't like it. So our page is disabled. This is Israel's fighting the war on the battlefield, and we're fighting the war in the media.
So if you would have put up an article that agreed that Hamas is actually winning the war, you'd have no issues.
That's right.
I didn't see the article from Tobin. He's a great writer, and he's here part of this crew. What are they saying, Hamas? They're getting their asses kicked. We killed just about every one of their leaders. Sinwar never leaves the tunnel. He's a pussy, surrounded himself with all these hostages. They're basically getting murdered, just like Hezbollah is. How do they claim they're winning or they've won the war?
Folks, the whole world is talking about Bitcoin. Want to know why? Maybe it's because Bitcoin rose in value over 150% last year, and this is just the beginning. Bitcoin is online investing that anyone can do. Visit bitcoinuniversity.org today. Take a master class. Download the book of Bitcoin and take your investment portfolio to the next level. Visit bitcoinuniversity.org and discover all that a Bitcoin can do for you. That's bitcoinuniversity.org, bitcoinuniversity.org.
This is John D'Agostino with D'Agostino and Associates, the injury firm, and I'm proud to be a sponsor and partner of WABC Radio and Sid and Friends in the Morning, live from Israel. God bless America.
I'm attorney Jenna D'Agostino, continuing the legacy my father, John D'Agostino, started 35 years ago.
I grew up on these New York and New Jersey streets. They shaped me. I'm attorney John D'Agostino from D'Agostino and Associates, the injury firm.
Call our team first.
888-24-LAW-24. 888-24-LAW-24. D'Agostino Law Bite Back.
The cold winter weather is coming, and the team at Peerless Boilers, they're ready to help you prepare for this season. It's time to make sure your home is nice and warm for the cold weather. Save loads of money on your fuel bill. Do it now before it's too late and you've got a mess on your hands. Start thinking about replacing your old beast of a boiler with a new high-efficiency Peerless Boiler. Go to peerlessboilers.com, pop in your zip code, and you'll find a dealer near you. Remember, Peerless Boilers, the world's best-built boilers, and proud sponsor of Sid and Friends in the Morning, live from Israel.
Because their definition of winning is killing Jewish people, scaring us, terrorizing us, making sure that the people that live around the Gaza envelope are not allowed to go back to their homes, and killing Jews, murdering Jews. That's a success for them. They don't care about their people. They don't care to some extent about their leaders. I mean, the top leader, okay, but they just care about killing Jews and ultimately taking over the entire state of Israel. From the river to the sea. I heard you went to the river, right?
I did, yes.
Did you go to the sea also?
We did go to the Mediterranean at some point.
Okay.
I've seen it all now.
Okay, so at least you know what the river and the sea is, because the people on the campuses, they don't have a clue what the river and the sea is.
They think it's the Hudson River. They have
exactly.
No idea. No, we were right there, and I saw just how short it is, the path to go from Israel to Jordan. It's hilarious, actually. But yeah, we saw all that. So they're giving you a hard time.
Yes.
But that's not going to stop you from continuing to write these stories, right?
Not at all. Not at all. It just gives us more energy. Just if I can segue into your daughter, like, what is she doing? She went back, right? She went going to the Lions Den, suffered terrible accusations of being a murderer and a terrorist, and she's proud to go back, get her education, and so it just energizes us. It just, we understand the risks, but we have to go. We have to fight the battle, and we are fighting the battle, and we're going to win the battle. In the end, Sid, if you do the right thing, you win. We're doing God's work. And we know we're going to win. Sometimes it takes time. We have a lot of different messengers out there that help us. But we are not giving up. We're going to win the war on the battlefield, and we're going to win the war ultimately in the media, because the truth always prevails.
This is Michael Gerbitz. So talking about Ava, she called in yesterday with an update. She's not doing great. They continue to make fun of her. They continue to harass her. All the Arab students there in England make her life pretty miserable, whether it's going to class, doing a laundry. She is not having a very good time. Now, she's there, and she's going to finish, for the first time in 3 years. Danielle and I are bringing her home for Thanksgiving, because it's just not a good time there. So just an update, there'll be a second story coming. She is there. She's tough, but it's not going very well.
Yeah, well, but the fact that she's there is a big statement, I think. A lot of people wouldn't take it.
No.
She's there because she's a proud Jew, and she's not going to have them drive her out. It's just like what do the terrorists want? They want us to leave Israel. They want us to live in fear and say, what am I doing here? I came from America, right? I had a big family, had a big house there. Why did I come here? I came here because I wanted to be here. There's no terrorist or anyone in the world that's going to chase us out of Israel. And they shouldn't chase her out of her university, and they shouldn't chase us anywhere. We're here to stay. We've got something more valuable than they have, way more valuable. And we have this connection with Hashem, with God, and that ultimately, Sid, it's a holy war. It really is. It's people understand who the Jewish people are, and they know what we represent to the world, and they're jealous of us. And instead of joining us, because we open our arms to all the nations of the world. The Torah speaks to everybody. We welcome everybody, Jew and non-Jew, to join us. But they want to fight us. They want to destroy us and kill us and take over the world. And that's not happening.
Tell me what your Yom Kippur holiday looks like. That starts tomorrow night. What does that look like?
Well, it's actually, people think it's a sad day, but it's actually not a sad day. It's a holiday. It's not commemorating anything terrible.
Mike, it's a brutal day, Mike.
Well, yeah, okay.
It's brutal.
All right, listen.
You can't eat, you can't drink, you can't have sex. Well, what could you possibly do that day? That's fun.
I'm not saying I don't count down the hours to the bagels and lox. Okay. Okay, I'd be lying if I said that. But it's a day to really connect to God and try to be a better Jew, and there is happiness in there. You have to learn what you're saying. You have to understand why you're doing it and what it's about. Right. But ultimately, it really is a holiday. But yeah, we get hungry. We get, this is it. We're Jews. We're used to it. Life as a Jew is not supposed to necessarily be the easy path.
You know what it is? Yeah. Without pain, there's no pleasure.
Exactly.
So it's a little bit of pain. Now, there's also pleasure. You're with your family. I'll be with friends this year, but usually I'm with my family. I'm kind of kidding when I say it's a brutal holiday. Because the truth is, we're not supposed to do much outside of pray.
That's right.
But there's a lot that goes on during that day that is spiritually beautiful.
Yes, it is. It's a wonderful day. And the reason we don't eat is because we're supposed to focus on spiritual things. Emotional things, not physical things. We don't wear leather shoes. In the old days, they would go barefoot, or they would, and certain things like that. We don't wash. We don't, anoint ourselves. Certain things like that. Have marital relations, as you mentioned, because it's a day to focus on God, not on ourselves and not on physical pleasures.
Michael Gerbitz, what a great guy. And of course, if you are going to read stuff about Israel, go to World Israel News, if you can find it. It's great. They've done a great job by my daughter. They've done a great job by me. Michael has become a dear friend at this point. And you always bring gifts. You brought necklaces for my kids a couple days ago. You're a very generous and gracious man.
Well, look, there's a pleasure in giving, and especially to someone who's doing so much good for the Jewish people. Someone like you. You have a forum, you have a big following, and what are you doing with that? You're doing it to help the Jewish people, and it touches my heart. My wife, as I told you, she was here 2 days ago to meet you.
She's great.
She is your biggest fan in Israel. I'm telling you, WABC. How many people listen to WABC for 4 hours from Israel? I'm telling you, she's the number one. She was thrilled. She was coming. She was on cloud nine.
She's sweetheart. So nice lady, beautiful lady too. You guys are a very cute couple, Mike. So
thank you.
Have an easy fast. Chag Sameach, L'Shana Tova, and we'll take this right at the Sukkot, and they ain't going to screw it up for us, I can tell you that. We're going to have a great holiday season. Thank you.
Unbelievable. Thank you so much for everything you do.
You got it. Michael Gerbitz, everybody, World Israel News, and also, the Rockets for Roses.
Yes.
Tell me about that quickly.
Okay, yes. We have... I have a project called Rockets into Roses. It's part of the Israel Boutique, which is an online e-commerce site selling Israeli gifts. But our main product is Rockets into Roses. We take the remains of Hamas rockets and also Iron Dome rockets, and we turn it into jewelry, we turn it into art, we turn it into sculptures, we turn it into Judaica, into beautiful items. We have mezuzahs. I told you last time, I thought I had given you one, but okay, listen, I get pleasure in giving. I get pleasure. Imagine putting a mezuzah on your doorpost with of course the inside, the Shema Yisrael inside, but the outside metal is made from an Iron Dome missile that protects the Jewish people. You want protection in your home? Put up one of those mezuzahs. It's very, very successful. Jewish organizations from all over are contacting us. It's amazing. RocketsIntoRoses.com or the IsraelBoutique.com. Go check it out. It's amazing stuff.
We do have a Rockets into Roses that you gave to Judith to give to me and Danielle on our table, living room at home, and it is gorgeous. Okay.
Folks, the whole world is talking about Bitcoin. Want to know why? Maybe it's because Bitcoin rose in value over 150% last year, and this is just the beginning. Bitcoin is online investing that anyone can do. Visit bitcoinuniversity.org today. Take a master class. Download the book of Bitcoin and take your investment portfolio to the next level. Visit bitcoinuniversity.org and discover all that a Bitcoin can do for you. That's bitcoinuniversity.org, bitcoinuniversity.org.